My last video was all the way back in January, so I feel like I just have to do something, or I will never do anything. Not quite keeping the ball rolling, but like reaching out and prodding the ball. Even though I know that when I upload new videos, I remind my subscribers I exist, and then they unsubscribe. That's okay, that's allowed. I don't mind, I'm not hurt. I wanted to talk briefly about Heroes Hour, because I really love the Heroes of Might and Magic series. It's a childhood super fave of mine. I think I killed a lot of hours through that game. And Heroes Hour does seem like a well-intentioned labour of love, a homage to the Heroes of Might and Magic genre. But a couple of things that I really loved about the Heroes of Might and Magic game aren't really present in Heroes Hour. I'm talking about the characterful sprite pixel art of the various units that really helped me identify with and made me feel like I wanted to protect my troops. It's not really a vibe I get with the sprites in Heroes Hour, unfortunately. And the memorable music. These aren't really present, and I'm aware it's just one developer doing this game, and it's a big feat for Benjamin Hauer. Benjamin thing on its own, Hauer. And I'm really grateful to him and to his publishers Goblin's Studio and Maple Whispering for bringing attention once again to this kind of game and to this series. It does feel like an untapped resource. But I have to admit I played Heroes Hour for about half an hour and then refunded it, just because I want to wait and see where it goes. I don't really feel like it's quite there yet. The main deterrence for me was honestly the visuals. I loved adding buildings to the towns in Heroes of Might and Magic just to sort of get the complete picture of what the full town looks like. I really loved how the enemies sort of fidgeted and animated and died and so on. Given the blueprint of, say, Heroes of Might and Magic 2, which was, I think, back in 95, 96, Heroes Hour, as a more recent effort, you'd hope that it would improve on things a bit, or at least keep the good things of Heroes of Might and Magic the same. The big difference between Heroes Hour and Heroes of Might and Magic, of course, is the kind of auto-battling system. The battles are not turn-based, although you can pause to select spells and so on, and spells are very powerful, so you should be doing that. Basically, it looks like these hordes of very low-res sprites, and I really like pixel art. I find it jarring, however, when some sprites are kind of scaled up so the pixels enlarge with the size of the sprite, and then it feels like the resolution that it's trying to emulate is kind of incongruent, I guess. I don't like that. As I say, one developer, so a lot of work for him. But the reason I returned it is just because of the price. It's too much. I'd have absolutely kept it at like £6, £7, £8. I think it's been on sale recently at £12, but it's 15 base, and it's too much. It's got 11 factions and skill trees for all the heroes. It's got a lot of the gameplay depth that the Heroes of Might and Magic games had, and artifacts and so on. But the game left me confused as to why I would play this over Heroes of Might and Magic 2 or 3, especially a modded 3, because they have a very similar gameplay loop and are a treat to the eyes and ears. And the town screens are just, they're not as attractive as like Heroes of Might and Magic 1. It's because there's very little in the way of the perspective picture that you get with the Heroes of Might and Magic games. I made a sort of Heroes of Might and Magic-esque town that you could build up several years ago. I mean, nothing came of the game, of course, but I feel like it's. I feel one developer. Kudos to him, but maybe hire an artist. I don't know, or charge less for it. I don't mean to shit on an indie game. I think I will revisit this and hopefully supersede this first impressions review entirely. Until then, I'll watch how Heroes Hour develops, but I'm gonna leave it off my Steam library for now. I've heard there are some balance issues as well. I think that was the same with Heroes of Might and Magic 2. There were ghosts in that game that whenever they killed units, their number would increase, the same as the number of units they killed. So if you get a bunch of ghosts and attack a horde of peasants with them, you'll get that number of ghosts. So I don't mind balance issues as long as it's kind of fun to gamify around, I guess. And these things will be ironed out in time. But it's not early access, it seems to be version 2.1. But yeah, we'll see. Let me know in the comments below if you think I'm missing out, if there's kind of critical differences between this and the old Heroes of Might and Magic series that I'm obviously completely oblivious to. As I say, just want to get a video out there so I can have some thing happening, because I enjoy this habit, even though it's really hard to segment time away to do it. I've played Elden Ring. I'll look to talk about that at some point, because it's really, really good in a lot of very gratifying ways. So there's that to look forward